Alright, so I am off to Trend Volkswagen in Rockaway, New Jersey to test drive a ID.4, which I'm really excited about. So I had ridden in an ID.4 when we were in Norway, a taxi one actually, which was quite interesting, and I posted a short video about that, so make sure to check that out here, or here somewhere. And just to get a perspective on what it's like to use as a taxi, what it's like in Norway. I thought it was really quite an interesting take on it from our driver. But yeah, this will be the first time I'm actually driving one, which I'm excited for. I also have a video from our friends in Colorado who bought theirs, and it is their first EV. Oh, a really cool looking Hyundai Ioniq just went by in sort of like a almost like a jade green, which is cool. They've got some of the best colors of any car, I think. Yeah, so we're going to check out the car. I wanted to thank Trend Volkswagen for allowing me to come check it out and do a video, and learning quite a bit more about it and seeing how it compares to the Model Y. So obviously they're at, a little bit different price ranges. The ID.4 is I think, even spec'd up all the way, it only just slightly overlaps with sort of the lower range Model Y. But, I think a lot of people are cross-shopping the two of them. ID.4 is probably one of the most compelling EV options for first-time EV buyers, as well as ones who are like maybe coming from a Tesla and have started to get a little bit more comfortable with range and charging and everything. And I think it's probably one of the best overall options for pricing and the competitiveness of that. You get a lot of value for what the car actually costs. Sure, it's not quite as funky and stuff as the Tesla, but you've got some nice options in the premium, especially with the sunroof, and I think the look of it is pretty nice. So and it's definitely roomy too. So I am looking forward to checking it out and sharing that with you all. Alright, and I'm too busy yakking and had turned off the voice on the navigation, just missed the turn, but whatever. That actually only added 1 minute, so we're good. Here is the ID.4 2021, so it's a pretty early one, Pro version. This is a great color too.
Tourmaline blue, which is a dark blue.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's a little darker than your Tesla.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I have a couple of colors I have not seen yet.
Okay. Gotcha. Let's see. There we go. Yank on it too hard.
Pull it on it. You cannot break it, I promise. You have to put effort into breaking it. Alright, so foot on the brake. We have to have power to everything in order to get your mirrors to work.
Gotcha.
Got it, perfect.
Oh, alright. I have to ask about the window thing because our friends mentioned that and they were so confused about it.
So the rear button, when it blinks, that'll initiate all of your windows. That'll just do a rear window. Yep. And front windows when it's not illuminated.
Gotcha. And then wait,
just touch and hold it for it to go blinking.
Gotcha.
All right. It is odd. The first time I saw it too, I had to watch a bunch of videos because we didn't have any in-person training. Right. So. Nice. And then you'll have standard moonroof with the Pro S and Pro S Plus. It does not open. Mm-hmm. Which is great to see.
But it's got the shade though, which is nice. Yeah. That is it's not a huge deal, but I wish Tesla had either that, or it'd be really cool if they had I think Porsche has the one where it's you just hit a button, it just goes opaque, right? Mm-hmm. that would be very cool. But I mean that's nice, especially with the kids. It would be very cool, but we're not spending that much money. Yeah, exactly. What do you mean? Is it a difference in price between the Porsche and this?
Oh yeah. I mean they are the same stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
But we'll get the dumbed down version of it.
Exactly. That's nice. I like that especially is cool, just kind
and you can stop it anywhere. So you can stop it halfway just by tapping it again, and then we can send it all the way back again. Cool. So if you've got the kids in the back and it's a little too sunny for them, you can
they're always sitting there whining, and it's so bright, it's in my eyes. Yep. B. All right. No, one second. I just realized I'm up higher than I want to be. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, get comfortable, please.
Let's see.
So you'll have, you got it, that goes up and down, lumbar on the round one, and your backrest.
I like going like as low as possible in the car, and my wife goes as high as she possibly can, so we're always fighting each other on that.
Husband and I. Well, that's why you got memory seats.
Yeah, exactly. All right, there we go. I'm so used to like looking over here for everything. It's so nice. It's nice to be back in a normal car and have your info here.
It's a very simple gauge. You'll see green regenning, blue using. If you at any point want to take it out of V mode, you can just click it at any point. No need to stop or pull over or anything.
Yeah, I like the way it's sort of set up with the regenerative. Like it's definitely different than Tesla, but like it's kind of the same, I'd say, when you're first starting to slow down, but it doesn't kind of hit that same like curve where it, just stops you.
Yes, so e-Golf, having the ability to have experienced that had 3 different regenerative modes, which I understand the Q4 has, the electric Q4. So it had regen 1, 2, and 3, and they all varied on intensity. This is closer to like right in between a 1 and 2 on the e-Golf regen. Once you got 3, it was like that one where you're slowing down. Your whole body is moving.
I mean, you get used to it also, and but it's just it's just a little more natural and closer to what people are probably more used to.
Definitely, I think this one's an easy transition, or more easier.
Yeah.
We're gonna take this right turn here up the hill, and we're gonna stay to the right and take it right to the top.
I like that it gives you all of the EV kind of stuff like right there too, between like even your miles per kilowatt and stuff.
Now this has the auto hold on it as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It gives you like a small e-brake pull, so we don't have any rollback. The 21s didn't have that, so that was an update into 22s that I see.
I mean, it's not a huge car, but like it drives smaller than I think it actually is, which like it is definitely still kind of like nimble.
Yeah, absolutely. We can change up the feel of your drive a little bit. Use the sport mode.
Oh yeah, just felt it. Yeah.
Yep, you'll feel it right away. That just tightens up your steering a little bit. Gives you a little more torquiness for a little right away. Comfort is our normal mode equivalent, and then eco mode is gonna cap some parasitic power from the battery, so no super high fan speed, no extra high or extra low temperatures, but they're pretty average. I'll try to just get more range on that one. Traction mode is going to pay a little more attention to the all-wheel drive, and any type of slippage, it's going to convert the power automatically, which it'll do already, but it's just going to be a little more intuitive in the traction mode, so that would be what I'd use when it is snowing.
Yep. Yeah, the all-wheel, I mean, the traction and the all-wheel part are definitely, I know like it's not like we're in the mountains and stuff, but like it's enough here that having that safety is definitely worth it.
Absolutely, and just knowing I can get more power to the front or rear wheels just based on a little extra slippage is always a little more peace of mind.
Yeah. But yeah, that feels different in sport also.
Get it a little bit sooner.
Definitely roomy too. I think the sunroof helps a lot with that too. But I mean, granted, I'm about as far down as it goes, but I don't feel like I'm, sitting in a soapbox derby car or something, and then there's still there's a mile of headroom.
You're pretty tall too, so even if you're on the floor where you're sitting, who's ever sitting behind you would still have plenty of space.
Yeah.
Car seat or booster seat, and any little legs there.
Yeah. Kick in the back of it for sure.
Might have to stretch a little.
Yeah. Yep. Especially the 2.5-year-old. If he's the worst one. If he can't reach it, that'd be a very good thing. Was it like doing? Is that the actual motor, or is it have like a?
Those are all artificial sounds. Yep. Under 25, we'll hear that. Reverse is even weirder. That one, I'm like, it sounds like a spaceship.
Oh yeah. I've heard somebody at our daycare has one that Now that you mentioned that, I remember like I've heard it backing up before, and it does.
It's strange, but it's all for pedestrian traffic.
Yeah.
It's essentially, silent. So they want it to be a weird noise, so people will turn their head and be like, "What the heck is that?"
Yeah.
Oh, that's a car.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I should probably get out of the way. But I think even from 21 to 22 model year, they've done a good job of more of the sound deafening inside the vehicle.
Yeah.
I can definitely.
Oh yeah, it's like silent in here. Yeah.
I can hear it a little more prominent in a 21 model into a 22.
Mm-hmm.
We beefed up some of that sound insulation. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine. It's not like a super unnatural sound from in here. When I first heard it, I wasn't even sure I was really hearing it, and then but you could tell. I gotta say, it must be it must kick in right when you get to 25.
But yeah, the reverse is a little more prominent, a little weirder, more spaceshipy.
Yeah. I mean that's a good thing. Like you're much less likely to be paying full attention and being able to see everything when you're doing that. So I'm getting there with the brakes.
Yeah,
tricky.
if we do 2 loops, you'll get it perfect. We're gonna take a very weird turn here. It's gonna be very, very sharp. It's gonna bring us right up the hills after this foliage. Right here.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So we have to go down the street here. I can't take you into Denville. We don't have a plate on the car. And
Gotcha.
So
Okay, so
we're gonna head down there. It's a dead end.
Yeah,
we're gonna K-turn it, come back, and then head back.
Gotcha. I do as well listening to a human as I do the GPS in the car. Like 5 wrong turns on my way.
I've been doing this so long, and every time I don't panic. I don't want to make anybody do any abrupt maneuvers. If we miss it, we miss it. No big deal.
Exactly.
We're gonna head down that street there, but yeah, safety is key. I don't want you to just, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, and wrench it over there.
No one's home here, so we can, or maybe, but we're not staying. I promise. Sorry.
I'm not gonna go far.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, yeah. Yep. So I just wanted to test that out.
A little weirder, a little louder. More space gonna like.
Plus, it gives me a chance to test the camera. It's nice. It's very. How long does it take you to find the right one?
Now I get it pretty easily. At first, I was constantly like, oh no, okay, nothing's there, nothing's there. But now I'm pretty accustomed to it. So.
There we go.
Just make sure you step on the brake just hard enough. The auto hold comes on, and then you can release it. So.
Does it show it? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just checking everything. So. Okay, so you also 66%, 181 miles. I should be able to do that math. Okay, so that's 90 to 270 would be at 100%. Although that's also based off of my bad driving, so.
That is also based off, this is my test drive car, so people kind of don't, like this hill, people just wing up a lot of the time. This is my test car, so people like to test it. But yeah, I would say this is supposed to be rated for about 260, 265. So if I think this has like 125, 130 miles on it, and we don't really do a lot of nice driving with it. So, because I can charge it wherever, I'm not taking this any long trips.
Yeah.
We do pretty much underestimate our general averages.
Well, I mean, I think it's the better way to do things, honestly. Like you'd rather what is that, under promise and over deliver than the other way.
See, Volkswagen has never gotten in trouble for any EPA estimates before because they've always done that, where GM and Ford have gotten in some trouble before.
Yep.
So.
I thought you were going a different direction. I guess not on EPA estimates, but we won't talk about the
We're
other
not talking about the thing that promoted all the EV stuff. Totally different. Not had to do with any EPA averages.
No,
it was all emissions.
No, and in the end, good stuff is coming out of that.
Exactly. So lots of money are flooding into the EV world because of it.
the ride quality in this is fantastic too. It's very even in the sport mode. I don't know if that changes like the suspension or anything, but like it is super. It's like firm, but not like it's not like you're, you know, on a plank or something.
It's not a performance suspension. It's not meant to feel like it's your average commuter car, like a Jetta, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
They definitely wanted to pay attention to comfort.
But it's not. I think it's like I would say it's pretty much right in the middle. Like it's not. So the car we currently have is. You want me to go around and bring it back here, or bring it in the back?
You can actually just pull head in right under the awning here. And...
Sure. Our other car is a Buick Enclave, and that is. I mean, it's a huge car, but it is very like bouncy and floaty. So any pothole and stuff you hit, like you just. You know, it's not like a shocking judder like you get in the Tesla, but like it's like you just kind of float over it and then you're like just going like this for the next half mile. Whereas this feels much more kind of in the middle.
Absolutely. I would actually relate the comfort suspension in this closer to the Passat, where that was always a little more courteous to the ride. Our Jetta, more of our commuter-oriented car, that one's a little harder, just like a GTI, where that one's performance. They want to make this a little bit more personal to pay attention to the road, and they want you in it for a long time too, so they make it comfortable. Some tech stuff to go over. So apps. I don't know, I always show everybody the ambient because it's cool, but you probably already know. It's got 3 levels of light, so we can see green, blue, and the footwells that the lights aren't on, but you would get another footwell here. But
I think I saw it like in the, there it is.
So I can change them a little more prominent during the daylight, which is really cool. Or you can just go with some preset moods for you here. So we can go teal. It'll also change the colors of the apps. Cool. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So no cables are needed, but if you do need a cable, they're USB-C ports. Wireless charging pad is here.
Okay.
I have...
These things are cool too. I saw these before. They're like...
Yeah, they come out. I can fit my Yeti water bottle in one of those, which I can't in most cars. Which is awesome. This little cubby hole comes out too.
Oh, cool.
So this is a little pad for the key if it loses connectivity for any reason. You just lay it down in there, and that'll give the car the idea that you want here.
But you can also do like phone key.
No phone keys for us yet. I know that they're talking about it, but for right now, they're gonna stick to keeping a key. So maybe it'll be something we see in a few years.
That's a nice key.
It is nice. What else? I've got quick keys. I just learned this one, so I thought it was cool to teach everyone. Heated seats, just a double tap 2-finger to turn them on, and it'll do it for the driver's side too. Oh, wow. It will not turn on your heated steering wheel though, so if you do want the heated steering wheel, you either touch your little heated seat to bring it into this smart climate, and you touch your wheel.
There's a lot of options in there.
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely.
Warm hands, warm feet, cool feet, fresh air.
Now, if I were to turn the temperature down, I would see all of my warm hand stuff go away. It's 70 degrees. It's pretty neutral to the outside temperature right now, so it's unsure if you want hot or cold.
Right.
So if you just need something real quick, you want warm hands, warm feet, clean your defroster real fast. So these are just all the quick keys you can do. Classic climate, just as you would know. Air care is going to be our purification system inside the car. So just like Tesla's, where it purifies your air, so if you open a window or door during this point, it will stop this feature. But
I like how it represents that. Like, it's very calming.
Once you initiate it, until a door is open, it'll continue to purify the air in the car. So if anyone in the car has allergies really bad and you're going through farm country, absolutely. This is very, very useful from my understanding. And these are quick keys for the driver that are down here. So our first button has 2 functions while we're in park. The first one is to give us a snapshot of our parking cameras. So it'll turn on our sensors, it'll turn on the backup camera, and that's what the P signifies. While you're in motion though, it'll also just pull up our menu. Not in motion, no cameras if you're actually moving. Our quick button for climate controls, so you could go back and forth here. My assistant systems are able to be turned on and off at any point. I keep them all on, unless somebody else was driving my car, and then somebody else might have turned them off. People like turn off lane assist all the time because they hate it, and I'm like, I need it to demonstrate. But you would just tap on any of these and we can turn them on and off. And then the modes we were playing for driving. So all quick keys you'll ever need for driving. Volume controls are all slidable. Same with temperature controls, they're all slidable.
Oh, nice.
So we can tap if we want, but we can slide as well, so they make it pretty intuitive. But software exponentially better.
I mean, it seemed like it wasn't even. I forgot about it because it just seemed so like.
It's more comfortable, like people's cell phones, and that's what we compare it to on a daily basis. Is how fast our phones work, and that's how fast we want things in the car to work. There's also a quick drop-down menu that you can throw a couple extra things on here. Usually, I customize it with most people, and you can reconfigure some of these to put like the window heat here. And you can also get a button for your heated steering wheel and make it a quick key. Do that during the winter and then use that for something else in the summer. Depending on the person and what you like, we can throw a bunch of different options in here. Any notifications that the car has, updates, if windows are open at TPMS light or anything like that, that'll all be here. We're going to see this license expiration notification for the foreseeable future. They're currently phasing out 2G, 3G networks with our system here, so I have e-Golfs that are running on these, and I actually have a customer that's still running on their e-Golf, and they absolutely love it. They're very upset about this, but they'll issue them a fix for it. It's not ready yet, so until the last 2G, 3Gs are out, we're going to see that notification for the time being. So.
But then other than that, like it's running off of 4G anyway.
Absolutely. So 4G, 5G, the pretty standard. So until we see no more 2G, 3G, I can't get that notification to disappear in anybody's car. So I'm just like, it's something we got to live with. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not like it's obtrusive anyway. It's only if you go into that varied menu.
Blends in very well. So.
Exactly.
But we can see software, we'll say 3.1. The in-system nav is pretty good. I also really like the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Electrify America app, because then you can get the map from Electrify America too, to help you find your free charging stations. So I think that's great.
And this with 3.1, does it do like route planning with the charging?
You can do that through the Electrify America app for just the free ones, but you can do it in here. It won't. But it'll
just
use all of them.
Makes sense.
So depending on how you want to go, absolutely, you could do it both ways. Electrify America will just be the free ones.
Gotcha. Does it depend? Like if you're trying to get somewhere as fast as possible, use that one, and if you're trying to get somewhere not paying, use the
and you can plan your trips and everything with there's a My VW app, so you can download that and you can communicate with the car and send things here. So Electrify America is what I have more I guess real world operation with, just because I got a couple of stations that are nearby and I've been able to help plug people in and find it for them. My ID.4 customer that was here, like when you first came in and talking, he says there's a couple on the way to Philly he stopped at. And, he's very happy with everything.
Where were we going, Philly? Museum of Art, right? The Rocky Stairs. Okay, cool. Oh, so that's like Philadelphia is so close that I guess you could. This will do. Tell me, like charging on the way. I wonder if it's just because we don't actually need one on the way.
Maybe. More than based on the miles that are on the car right now, it might not. So.
It looked like it was even. Yeah. That's. I really like that. Like where it gives you where you can get to basically. Look at that. We could go halfway to Canada.
Almost.
It's awesome.
Yeah, every time I get in this car, I'm playing with something else that I'm like not super familiar with. I try my best to be as well immersed in this car as possible, but every day, especially talking to people with other EVs as well, I learn something. I try to learn something new every day too.
Oh yeah. I mean, and it all changes so much too, all the time.
It's very
updates
quick.
And stuff. Yeah.
One thing to note, there is no AM radio.
Okay.
You get FM and satellite. That is all of our radios. You can stream things. You get Wi-Fi plans for the car and get an internet plan for radio.
That's serious, yeah.
No AM radio.
Gotcha. I can't think of the last time I ever used that anyway.
Okay.
So that's not a problem.
That is all. Internet radio, FM. That was a big deal for a couple of people.
Yeah. What's internet radio like?
So you get a Wi-Fi plan for the car, and then you could keep exactly like Slack or Pandora or some kind of streaming service like that. Most people, though, from my experience, are going to use your phone because you already probably have it loaded on there. Yeah. So I don't really do too much of the internet.
I just do it through CarPlay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But satellite radio, FM, those are the tried and true, really.
It's like weirdly one of the biggest complaints about Tesla is that you're stuck with the stuff that's like built into it. You don't have CarPlay and stuff. It's very nice to have once you have it.
Yes, I enjoy I'm an Android user, so I have Android Auto, and I have a Cross Sport, so I have it in that car, but I also have an older Beetle, and it's a 13, so I've got heated seats, but I don't have backup camera.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like a simple car.
Yep.
I have Bluetooth, but my speakers are blown, so no one can hear me. It sounds like super static, so don't use the Bluetooth.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I really like my Android Auto. It's really useful. What else? I don't think there's anything crazy.
Yeah, we're checking everything. So you got chargers in the back and lots of room in the back. So let's see. So splits. Yeah, that's like the same as ours too. Splits at 46.
Split. The Pro does not have a center pass through, so the Pro S and Plus both have the center pass through.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's.
How tall are you?
6'1".
Okay, I probably got.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a lot. Wow.
Like 6 inches.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, the pass through. Oh, it's okay. Armrest, cup holder, and pass through.
Yes.
Yeah, I take the 6-year-old skiing a lot, so we need that. Or roof rack, but that's better. And this is such a thing that, like, for the people that care about it, they care immensely, and then nobody else would even notice it. But the latch things that are like that are so much better than the normal ones, like where you have to just like go, you know, like get your entire arm up.
Of the seat. Yeah. I have 2 nieces, and my older brother's still dealing with the big anchor car seat.
Yeah.
And he just expressed to me how much of a pain in the butt it is. Yeah. His wife has a Telluride. So.
Oh yeah. It's funny, like the I don't know what the difference in dimensions and stuff are, but between the Y and this, that middle seat is so much wider here. I don't know, like if it's at the cost of the other seats or anything, but it like it's very noticeably different, and that's what we have a problem with, because the way we set it up is one twin here, one where you are, and then
booster car seat.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you have them in your car with you? Because we can test fit them.
I would have at least. Yeah, I think I do actually. I'm gonna say. All right, really impressed with the ID.4, honestly. Super comfortable. Not as sporty driving as the Y, of course, but I feel like it's a little bit roomier. You know, some of the tech and stuff probably not exactly quite there, but overall, like, came away way more impressed and interested than I was sort of anticipating. So that was a great test drive experience, and debrief a little bit more on my drive back. I really enjoyed that. Quick shout out to mine here for their USB charger that I needed for my GoPro in order to actually take this video, because the battery was really low. So charging up fast on the USB-C cable that is shaped like the Tesla charger. Link in description below. Use my code to save 10%. All right, so that was a really nice test drive. first of all, really appreciated the time that they made for me for all of my questions, and just being super patient and everything. Absolutely no pressure at all. That was probably the best like dealership experience I've ever had in terms of not being like pressured into making a decision or anything. They were awesome about explaining like what I need to do, how to get the order in. I guess, you know, when they've got so much demand already, they don't need to be pushy about it, but you know, I really did appreciate that, and makes me even more, you know, likely to end up going with them and like using them as a dealer and everything. So that was awesome. I actually really liked the car itself. Like, it is surprisingly roomy on the inside. It's a little bit bigger than the Y kind of on the outside, but the biggest thing is like the back seat space, I think, is a bit bigger. So you've got a little bit more leg room in the back, and also a bit more headroom because you don't have sort of the same sloping roof line of the Model Y. The driving, you know, not as sporty for sure as the Tesla, but I mean, it doesn't really claim to be. It's not what it's designed for. It's meant to be, you know, a people mover and cruiser more than you know, kind of sporty car. And I didn't mind it. Like, it wasn't like it was soft or unresponsive or anything like that. I think it handled pretty well, especially like in the sport mode. In comfort mode, you know, more kind of loosely connected in terms of handling. Not the exact same like you know, throttle response and like tightness of turning on the wheel, but it wasn't bad either. Like, it didn't feel like the, you know, like a massive SUV, either in the way that it drove or handled. So came away really impressed. Like, I mean, you know, it's Volkswagen. They have been making cars for a long time. They know what they're doing, and it clearly shows in that. Like, you know, I don't know how it compares to kind of the first model year. This was a 22. They haven't gotten the 23s yet, but they'll be coming soon. And it seems like, you know, they've been iterating pretty well and making improvements year over year, which is really good to see. So I think it's, yeah, very compelling car. Especially after that driving experience, I'm way more likely to recommend it to somebody for like a first EV, you know, especially if they're a little bit more price conscious, and, you know, some of the Teslas are a bit out of range. The other cool thing was you know, it's looking like it will be eligible for the federal tax credit, as well as New Jersey state, which is $2,000, and we also have no sales tax on it. So, you know, all in, you would end up like essentially saving probably $4,000 in terms of sales tax, and then getting a credit of $2,000 back from the state tax incentive as well. So, you know, and it's a just under $55,000 car. So, you're talking like just under $50,000 all in, which is significantly less than this. That's like 10 or even more less, depending on, you know, kind of when you end up ordering this and how you spec it out. And that's like for the very top of the line, you know, model with you know, additional pricing on the colors and everything that I was sort of looking at. So I don't know, a lot to think about. You know, I love the Y, but I wonder now, like, might be a time to get into that ID.4 lifestyle. I'm not surprised to see that, you know, there's more and more of them on the road these days, but I'm surprised there's not even more than that. I think it's a really good option for a lot of people. I also like that, you know, they're kind of moving their EV stuff further and further away from the traditional like dealership model. So you can order and do everything online, and then basically just pick, you know, this as a dealership where you want to do delivery and kind of all your transaction stuff through. The only reason I would even need to come back to the dealership is just to sign the paperwork on the New Jersey state tax credit stuff. If it weren't for that, like, I wouldn't have to come in at all, and it was, you know, that'd be ideal for me. But I also just really like the dealership overall, and Erin, who was helping me with this, she was fantastic. She's their EV specialist and handles all EV stuff. Has been there a long time. She was telling me about her experience going back to the e-Golf days, which funnily enough, I almost bought it, pulled the trigger on and bought before our Model 3 standard range that we got like 3.5 years ago. I didn't realize like it was discontinued almost immediately after that, so I guess it's a good thing that I didn't, but you know, whatever. So, but you know, she's been doing the EV stuff for a while now and knew a ton about it, and just, you know, I think great to work with overall. So if you're in the northern New Jersey area at all, looking at ID.4 or any EVs overall, I definitely recommend giving Trend Motors in Rockaway here a shot. And they're also fairly close to the Denville Electrify America station, and she said that there's a new EA station going in at I think the Rockaway Mall, where there's currently Tesla superchargers, but they're going to be expanding EA also, which will be good for us. So yeah, great experience overall. Really like the car. I think actually is better suited for some of our use cases with the 3 kids than the Model Y is. Definitely wider in the back, and like the seat setup in particular I think is better optimized for kids, meaning like the way that the seats are, the seat belt receptacles stick out a bit more, making it easier to plug in for the booster seats. And then the latch attachments, I guess it was the same thing in our Tiguan now, thinking back to it, but they have like sort of those plastic covers on it that just hinges up, but they, you know, kind of extend out of the seat more than in this car, where like you're kind of digging underneath the seat to get into it. So I like that, because that would be way easier to deal with. And like the middle seat itself is a lot wider than it is in the Tesla. I couldn't, you know, I didn't get a tape measure and everything, so I can't tell exactly how all 3 of the seats kind of compare. I think maybe the 2 like side seats, the window seats, are a little bit narrower in the ID.4 than this Tesla, but the middle seems to be, you know, the beneficiary of that extra space and just like the extra width of the car. So wouldn't be quite as difficult to fit our infant seat in that part, or toddler seat, I guess it is. So we even did the test of that, and the seats fit like no problem there, and we're like a little bit less on top of each other. So that part was great. I like the pass-through, which she mentioned comes only in the Pro S, Pro or Pro S trim, but that would be important for us for our ski trips. And you have the option for roof rack as well, which now that I know how to put one on, I would probably just do myself rather than having them do, but you know, nice to have that option. And it had the option for a tow hitch as well, which we don't really do any towing, so we wouldn't need that, but kind of nice to have. And you know, I'd say like the only kind of downsides compared to the Tesla, you know, first of all is the charging network, of course. Like, you're not getting the Tesla charging network. You're dealing probably mostly with EA, which is getting better, but still has a lot of catching up to do. It is definitely still a significant competitive advantage for Tesla. So, you know, there are certainly a lot of people who are never even going to consider a non-Tesla EV, and that makes sense. I get that. But if you're, you know, a little bit more, like if you're not used to the Tesla supercharging network already, or if you are used to it, but like you've been using it long enough and you realize that it's not a major factor for you, or you're not doing that much road tripping, then I do think that the ID.4 is a good option. And charging wise and range wise, I think it actually compares very well. So the EPA estimated range on it, I think, is like 260 or so, like 250 to 270, let's say, depending on the trim level and everything. But you know, in reality, it seems like almost everyone is getting higher than that. So like anywhere from about 275 to 300, or even a little bit more in some cases. So that's great. I think you know, that's like 280-ish is about what I'm normally getting here on the Model Y. So you know, it might even surpass that a little bit. And it seems like, you know, their kind of projections on the car are a little bit more accurate than the like rated range one that you get here in the Tesla. The screen, you know, it's nowhere near the same size as Tesla, They all now will come with the 12-inch, I think it was, screen in the ID.4 now. You know, in the past, those were pretty slow and buggy and not very responsive. But with the 3.1 software, which you're all shipping with now, it seemed great to me. It was super responsive, not laggy at all. Everything loaded up really quickly, and you know, dragging around with your finger and everything, even like resizing the map and stuff, very responsive. No concerns or issues at all with that, I'd say. Doesn't get gets some over-the-air updates, but it seems like that's really just for minor stuff, and then for any sort of like major version one, you will get a notification and have to go come in for like service for them to update it, which isn't ideal. But you know, she was saying, and I kind of agree with this, like basically their Volkswagen is somewhat new to this and they're still kind of figuring it out. So even with service, like they're having you come in every year or 10,000 miles just to have like fluids topped up and have everything kind of checked for wear and tear, and also just to like pull diagnostics and stuff off of the car, which I thought was a little bit weird that they're not just doing that, like, you know, like sending metrics remotely. But you know, I guess they're figuring that stuff out, and she said, you know, they're kind of evaluating whether it is actually necessary to come in that often or not. And I wouldn't be surprised if they increase that significantly. I really don't think it needs to be that often. But you know, for now at least, you do have to do that, and you know, you shouldn't buy based off of what might happen in the future. So yeah, I mean, I think, you know, Volkswagen's still kind of catching up a little bit. You know, I don't love that what kind of forced a lot of this was the Dieselgate stuff, but you know, it is it's got a good benefit in the end. Like, I think Volkswagen's actually doing a pretty good job here, and you know, I like that they're all going to be built in Tennessee from 2023 forward, and you know, be providing American jobs and manufacturing and everything. I think that's awesome. And you know, I'm excited to see like what Volkswagen kind of does across the full range of their lineup as well, because ID.4, at least in the US, is really just sort of their intro. She was saying Buzz will be the next one, and then after that they've got what's currently called the VW or the ID Aero, which is probably more the concept name. I don't know, I'll have to look up later what that's actually going to become, but sort of like a sportier sedan option, almost like she was saying it's kind of a cross between the Jetta and Arteon, so that'll be interesting to see as well. But you know, like there's a reason that the ID line is incredibly popular in Europe, and I think just got to kind of catch up in the US. And from what I saw today, definitely can. So yeah, those are all of my impressions on it. I wasn't really too sure what I was going to make out of it going in. I wasn't anticipating being like convinced that it would be a great option for us, and like something that we should be considering, you know, as a family car especially. But you know, it converted me for sure. I'm just super impressed by it, and it's putting a lot of thoughts and doubts into my head now. So great job, Volkswagen, and thanks again to Trend. So yeah, hopefully you found that helpful. If so, please do give a like. Helps the channel out quite a bit. Definitely consider subscribing if you want my impressions on even more EVs. Still a whole lot out there that I haven't tried and want to get out into. And if you've got any questions on the ID.4, leave them as comments below. Let me know if you're considering one, if you've already got an order in a one, if you've already got one and there are things you like about it. Would love to hear that. If there are reasons that you're just not considering it at all, definitely let me know about that too, because at some point I'd like to do a video kind of comparing all of these you know, smaller kind of crossover SUVs from a family car standpoint. Alright, and with that, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.